be honest, yes, I was watching the game yesterday. That's why I was very glad about the result. The red card definitely helped United to control the game much better. All of a sudden, Harry Maguire turned up as a winger. I was surprised as well when he was there and he brought the cross in for the first goal. But credit to him, like he had a lot of difficult times, but he always stood up and tried to perform. So I'm happy and pleased that United won. It's not done yet. Second leg is coming. The season is very tough for United. Obviously, they have some struggles, but the great thing about Manchester United, and that's why I also moved to United, is that the supporters, they were so loyal. They are still there, always there when the results are not good. Like in this season, you still can feel the power of the supporters worldwide of Manchester United, and especially then at the Old Trafford when you were once on the pitch. I remember one situation when we played with Bayern Munich over there, the quarterfinals, 2010. We lost the second leg 3-2, but we qualified for the next round. And when we were about, with Bayern Munich, when we were about to leave the pitch, we were passing by the Stratford end where all the United supporters are waiting, and all of a sudden they stood up and gave us this applause and standing ovations. And that doesn't happen so many times in certain stadiums or away stadiums. So that's why for me Manchester United supporters are fantastic, like how much they respect also to the others. And to the second question about Bayern Munich, yes, the big dream was obviously after 2012 when we played in Munich against Chelsea and lost the final over there. The big dream was to have the opportunity to close that pain this year, but we struggled in the first game. Conceded the second goal minute 88, and that was probably the difficult part, but we still probably will win the Bundesliga. So it's an okay season. We are used to trophies, and I hope we can get one at least, but I hope next season we can go further in the Champions League, because at the end of the day that's the big thing in your life as a football player on that level. When you play for that kind of big teams, you want to reach the finals and you want to win the trophy at least once in your life. And luckily I did. So far it was a fantastic experience. I really can't tell you the highlights because it was great to see, for example, in Zambia, the Victoria waterfalls, I must say. All the welcomes here. Yesterday, for example, the welcome at the airport, but also here at the hotel, when the people were dancing. I saw in that 2 minutes of dances from that women, I saw 10 goal celebrations, which you could actually use if you score a goal, because the movements are fantastic. But actually the highlight is always, for me personally, when I see the hardcore fans coming closer to the stage, or coming closer to that trophy. And as soon as they see the trophy, their eyes are shining, because it's such a unique thing to get so close to that trophy. I mean, in my life, I played in 4 years 3 times the final, so I came 3 times very close. 2 times I had to pass by. Once I could touch it, and unfortunately you cannot touch it. Otherwise, or you win the Champions League. But for me, that's the biggest moment, actually, the highlight of that beautiful tour, which is a fantastic idea by UEFA Champions League and Heineken, to bring that trophy close to the hardcore fans who really deserve to be that close. I know it's a lot of distance between Europe and here, for example, Africa or Asia, but it doesn't matter. We still, in Europe, we could feel the power and the passion for love from all of you, and that's important. And that's why I'm very happy to have the opportunity also to get to know also the fans, because during your career it's not really possible, and now to connect with the hardcore fans is very important. Very important, because I can also feel that the football in Africa is growing a lot. You have such a talent and quality, and you can see that, and you're getting closer and closer, and I see it really coming. So now Benny McCarthy is also the head coach of Kenya, so I also think that that's a huge thing, that Kenya is getting more up and closer to once maybe be able to qualify for a World Cup. And if I see, like, I mean, I'm here a few hours, but I see Nairobi actually, and it's a beautiful place, and you see the power and love of the people here for football. It's really like, I really hope that Kenya is getting there one day, and you deserve it definitely, because you're loving the game, and that's the most important. You're not bad, not bad. It's, you know, you have to consider in our times with Bayern Munich, when we were from 2010 and 2013, we were playing in 4 years, 3 times the final, which is not easy to reach, first of all. And then 2010 we lost it against Inter Milan, 2012 against Chelsea in Munich, which is still the biggest defeat in my career in football. And then to be able to have the chance to win the trophy in London at the Wembley Stadium, a historical stadium, against Borussia Dortmund, which is in Germany of Bayern Munich, was the biggest rival. So it was not easy to play that game, because you could also lose a lot. But to win that trophy in the end of the day, also with the local players like Thomas Müller, Philipp Lahm, Holger Badstuber, I consider Manuel Neuer, David Alaba. He's Austrian, but it's very close to Munich, so consider him as a German as well. So that was also like a great feeling, because we went through a journey, like where you sometimes in life or in sports you have these moments where you lose, where you fall down. But it's even more important to get up once more, and this kind of attitude you need to have if you want to have success. It doesn't matter if it's sports or in your life, and we show that, and that's why I'm actually super proud to have been a part of this team. Well, at the end of the day, I think, of course, you always say the most important is having fun to play football, and that's definitely true. It's important to have love for the game, work hard, definitely, discipline. But for me to have the difference between a good player and top player is in the end that you have the self-motivation, the self-responsibility, mentality, strengths. Because I can tell people maybe what to do on the field, to pass the ball left or right, but it has to come from the player in the end on his own, and he has to understand it and he has to want it. And that's very important for me. During my career, I could see that a lot in certain players. When they understood to do it on their own, they were a much better player, and it was much better to play with those players, because you didn't need to tell them this or that. They did it on their own, with their own DNA. And that's also very important for people in Kenya, I think. Never try to copy someone. Try to be your own DNA with your own values. Try to learn from others. I think that's important. There's a difference why certain players are maybe better, but for sure it's also very important, I think, also in Kenya to have this foundation of youth academies for the players, but also for coaches. And if you have this basic, you will get one day, of course it takes a little bit of time, but you will get on that level, and then it's about the right attitude of each player in the end of the day.
Hi. Yes. Good. Good.